till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride.
Hey everybody, I'm Tim and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona with oh my gosh, I choked on my own spit. Just so you guys know, I literally didn't have a cigar going before the show. I just ran and opened this box during the countdown for this. Thank you very much, Taryn. Will you turn that so it's actually like showing on the thing the way it's supposed to? Welcome to the show. Tonight, we have an amazing episode for you. And this is what happens when my graphics guy is fixing a light in the studio and I have to vamp before I tell you that this is the final puff. This is the end of 2024. We're so sad to see it go, I think.
No, we ain't.
Some of us are sad. I don't know. Are you sad to see 2024 go because the devil you know is better than the one you don't? I mean, this year was, I venture to say, a mixed bag for some of us. But that being said, we're going into a new year, 2025, a year that promises all the excitement of a horror ride that's not very safe. My name is Tim, and I'm the host of the show, and all of you watching at home, you are the co-host. And as we look back on the year 2024 and some of the exciting things that happened, I really choked on some spit.
That's what she said.
At the beginning of the episode. Thank you, Billy. Wow. You know what's funny? I use that around here all day long. Like it's like Michael Scott level. That's what she said. And I've never used it as adequately as that. Thank you, Billy.
Well done, Billy.
Tonight, we're going to look back on some of the best things that have happened in the year and on some of the things that are going to be happening next year. And of course, I couldn't do this alone. Hell, I don't seem to be able to do it even with a room full of people. But here we are in the most watched cigar show online, and helping me behind the camera is Billy, the cock of the walk, and El Rey del Terror.
Goodbye, 2024.
Goodbye,
Good riddance.
2024.
I'm so happy to see what I don't know is coming by.
That's right. And sitting third chair tonight is the Rumbler, Ryan, the defender of the flat earth.
Oh,
With
yeah.
Mini-Me next to him. On the, your stand-in here for when Ryan can't be here.
He does an adequate job, I heard.
It does an adequate
He
job.
sits there.
You know what?
Sometimes makes a reference and sometimes is quiet.
Oh, okay.
People don't really even seem to notice.
That's right.
They
Wonderful.
do.
Wonderful
They
to know.
They do.
We love
Um,
you, Ryan.
Okay, drop your cigar, comments and questions down below. We are here for the next hour and a half, and we're going to do the last 30 minutes of this show, what we call the after party. This is the prime time part of the episode, really the fillet of the episode, the best part. That's going to happen on the community on Rumble and the community on Cigars Daily Plus. So if you want to catch the main portion, the best part of the show, you're going to have to join us there. But to kick things off, I've got a show filled with items now. And as we go into the end of the year, what is New Year's Day? Is 2 days, 48 hours away? It's the day after tomorrow, right?
Correct.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Oh, no. We're all looking at the end of the year cigar. What's going to be coming up on New Year's Eve? And I wonder if anyone has cigar selections. Have you selected a cigar for New Year's Eve? And I just want to pull the room real quick.
Okay.
Has anyone picked out a special cigar for New Year's Eve? Has anybody got a little?
I might.
I have not thought of it
I'm
yet.
still choking on whatever I was choking on. So somebody say something.
I've got one, and I've been sitting on it for a couple years, and you were sitting on it before that. I'm looking at you, Tim. And it is an Atabe. And I have not
Ooh,
had
I
it.
gave you that
You
Atabe
did.
a long
And
time
I
ago.
keep waiting for the perfect opportunity, and one never rises. So I'm just going to do it for New Year's.
Alrighty. I'm probably going to have either a Herrera Esteli Miami or a Herrera Esteli Norteño because those will not be around next year. So why not send off the year with a bang and have one of my favorite?
The Norteño did get its little discontinue. It's on the discontinue list now. What a shame.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was all your propaganda for the Brazilian Maduro.
Yeah,
Not
dude.
enough love toward the Norteño. We could have loved them equally and kept them both around. Just saying. Tim.
Nope. I stand by it. The Brazilian Maduro is
There's only room for one.
Yeah, there can only be one.
And they're getting rid of the more chocolatey of the two.
No.
Yeah.
Terrence, we've had
Yes.
this conversation before. The Brazilian Maduro is definitely the more chocolatey of the two. The Norteño is the spicier, pepperier one. Listen,
It is not.
1,000%. All right. I want to get some comments from the fine people at home. And let's kick it off, Billy, with something really, truly spectacular. We got these comments coming in from Rumble too, and I'm so excited about that. I'm starring them for you, Billy. Leroy says a Desert Walker and a Perdomo 30th.
That's what he's smoking for.
Yeah,
New-
for New Year's. So a Desert Walker is also going to be my choice for New Year's. I went down to Tucson over the weekend to see my family, which I do
Occasionally.
every 2 to 3 years. It's a 2-hour drive, so I got to be choosy about when I make
and they
that.
come up and see you, so it's not like you don't see them for 2 or 3 years. There's more of them coming here. We're in the bigger city.
It's like-
they
it's
need to come here.
It's a punch card. Every 5 times my sister drives up with her 5 kids
They get
to
a
see
one
me,
visit from you.
they get a visit from me and my son. Allison didn't even go with us. It was just Silas and I. We just went together.
Boys trip.
So I got together with my childhood best friend, Dan. We've been friends since we were like 4 or 5 years old, and smoked a Desert Walker, and him and I collectively drank an entire bottle of Basil Hayden.
Peppery.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
crazy,
No,
dude.
for
Oh.
a guy that doesn't drink almost ever, apparently when I do, I drink everything that there is. That was a blast. No, we had a great time. All right. Keep it coming, Billy.
We're
What's
going to
happening?
do some
Emma?
quick hits with what everybody's smoking.
Quick hits for New Year's. William Joyner, Fuente Opus X Dubai edition. Where do you get one of those, I wonder?
Dubai.
So it was a Dubai regional exclusive, but now, as per Half Wheel, there was a U.S. release for the first time in like 5 years or something.
Nerd.
Like
Okay, that's cool. I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Take that too.
Sign language, you and your sign language. Matt Coyne says a Desert Walker and an Amazon basin.
You almost stumbled on that.
And an Amazon basin. I did call today, Terrence.
Oh,
by the
thank
way.
you.
So apparently Terrence has been getting a lot of questions about the Amazon basin because anytime a cigar pops up in pictures on the internet, the phone rings. And people are like, what's going on with the whatever thing, you know? And Terrence said he's gotten a lot of calls, a lot of emails, and he asked me if I missed it. To which I replied, I better not have missed it. So I made a couple of phone calls and got a call back. And no, January is the projected date of the CAO Amazon basin.
Thank you.
So New Year's is the perfect time to have the one from last year. or
New Year's
earlier
is the
this year, I
perfect
guess,
time to
technically.
polish off the.
Well, I have one, so that's what I will have too. Then
Is that what you're gonna do?
You know what? I'll pair it with a Desert Walker later too.
Mm.
That sounds like a good combination for New
Fair
Year's.
support
combination.
this.
Yes, sir.
All right. What else? What else, Billy? Quick hits. Richard Ragusa, a grapple lumberjack shirt, Tim. Really? Oh, Grapple. Yeah. What's wrong with my Grapple lumberjack shirt?
Nothing.
It's black and
I'm a
purple.
lumberjack and I'm okay. Right? No? Am I the only one?
Yes.
Is this before everyone's time?
No, I remember.
I mean, no,
Ryan?
it's not necessarily before anybody's time. I just don't know that.
I was
reference.
born in the late
Any-
90s. I don't know what you're
Anyone
talking
in the
about, Tim.
comments?
Maybe play it again. Play it again. Sing it
I'm
again.
a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Yeah,
I
no.
work all night and I sleep all day.
No, I've never heard that.
Nope.
I
What
wear
are you,
high
NAU
heels.
fan?
Yeah.
I wear high heels. No, don't know that
From a
word.
woman lumberjack from that coin. Yeah, from a woman lumberjack. I wear high heels, suspenders, and a bra. Curtis L., thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sean D. Turner says, smash the like button. The content is free. The only cost is our time and life force. All right. Yeah. See, everybody's putting it in there. Hold on. I'm going to take this. Well, get ready to go back to that one. Sean Crowley says Monty Python, and D. Taylor also says Monty Python.
Wait,
and
So his
Mark
name
D
is
says Monty.
Mr. Crowley.
Hey.
Hey.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
right? I get that. That's a good reference.
That's a good reference that
Yes.
he doesn't get.
Thank
So
you,
there.
guys. Yes, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Now, Dalton Hopkins says, are all the Saka statues that damn big? No. Steve Saka has these oversized Saka Squatch statues, which he bestows only on people that he really, really likes, or people apparently that he really, really dislikes, because I have one. And so there it is. There's my gigantic Saka Squatch statue. The normal ones are about 7 inches tall.
18
14
inches.
18 inches tall.
There we
Sorry.
go.
If you have one at home, that's probably about 18, 19 inch tall statue. Tell your wife. All right. Let's jump back to the comments. We got pick of the week. We've got a headline to do. We've got some stuff to catch up on from the year. And I see a lot of really good comments coming in, Billy. So give me a few more. This next one is from Ben Strongi. Billy, missed last week's show, so I'm not sure if it was covered, but how do you feel about the judge being aficionado's #1 cigar of the year? I've had it before, and it was good, but not the best ever. All right. This is the time of year when I typically come and just rip the top 25 lists a great big new butthole. But this year, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
There's 2 days left, Tim. I'm
There's
nervous.
2 days left in the year. And authentically, cigaraficionado.com. Okay. So Cigar Aficionado is obviously the one whose list is the most well-known list, I think. And followed, from me by, for sure, Half Wheel's list. Half Wheel does a top 25, and they do the consensus list. And the consensus list is where they take like all the lists, and then they see which cigars appeared the most across all the lists, and they make a top 25 list out of that. To me, that's the list. Like, if there's one to pay attention to, that's the one. Now, every year, Cigar Aficionado's list. Listen, I don't want to rip Cigar Aficionado anyone.
You're not being on Christmas,
not?
Tim.
It's not a Christmas episode, and I'm not going to do it.
Thank you.
But like, you kind of know every year what's going to be on the top 25 list. It's not a mystery,
There's
right?
a few names that are always there, right?
There's a few names that are always there. There's typically an Oliva. There's typically an Espinosa. There's typically a Rocky Patel.
A La Roma.
There's a La Roma. There's a couple of Cubans.
My Father Padron.
My Father Padron. A little bit of, now EP Carrillo's been on it. It's been #1 a few times. My father got Cigar of the Year with the Judge Gran Robusto,
Best size.
which is the best size. And you know what? There was a lot about this year's list I looked at, and I was like, oh yeah. Like, normally I'm like, come on, guys. Like, really, would this even, I look at the things, I say, would this ever live on my personal top 25 list? And I go through, I'm like, no. And I'm like, that one's okay. But this year, the Judge, I don't know if I would be putting the Judge as like Cigar of the Year over absolutely
good.
everything else out there. It's a very, very good cigar.
Yeah.
And one that I have legitimately had as a special occasion cigar.
Yeah.
Okay, I found a place where it was like the Judge is the only cigar that I can smoke for a special occasion. You had it for the same special occasion.
Yes, I did.
And Monte Cristo 1935 anniversary Nicaragua Espresso is the #2 cigar. And that's a cigar that to me carries a level of balance and like dark, rich,
It's really rich and dark, but
Earthy
it's still
character.
smooth and like I would say medium body at most. Like, it's super smooth, even though it has all those heavy flavor notes to it.
Yeah.
So I think that it's honestly deserving.
All right, so I'm going to keep going through. I'm going to go through a few more of these. EPC Encore, yeah. EPC, I don't know if they're the most awarded cigar brand out there, but if you ever visit their HQ in Florida, I went there. You walk into a
Must
room
be
that's
nice.
just it is. You know what, Terrence? It is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is.
The room is lined with all of their accolades. I mean, it's awards and ribbons and banners, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo is part of the Cigar Blender Hall of Fame. It's just pretty amazing. Partagas, let's see. There's a Padron 1926.
Which they didn't tell you which rapper. It's just Padron
It's
1926.
just the 1926.
You don't know if it's natural or
Padron 1926, #6. Wow,
leave
you're
stuff
right.
out, or
They
they're
didn't
like
tell
that?
you.
That's kind of a 2-for-1. Technically, it's a list of 26 then.
Padron are the
Oh.
overture of the world's cigar company is a record 4 times. Padrones are no strangers to the top 25. Yeah, no doubt. The Padron story began with, okay, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they didn't tell you whether it was the natural or the Maduro.
I looked through it. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait, you didn't say which rapper. And I was like,
Come on, guys.
You guys didn't tell me which rapper again.
Okay, a couple on here that were outliers for me. The Foundation Axum Claro Robusto. That's a personal. I would put that on my top 25 personally. Viva La Vida Jester.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I know that. Perdomo's 30th anniversary made it. Happy that they got on there. And then one that just beyond infuriates me. One that sends me through the roof. Espinosa 601 La Bamba Warhead.
The 10, yeah.
The 10. What a ridiculous, insane thing. A cigar that like you wouldn't be able to find if you had a divining rod. I mean, you could have a cigar divining rod where you glue 3 cigars together and you wouldn't find one of those just about anywhere. It's the one that came in the box that looked like La Bamba bomb. They've got the lighters now, but yeah. All right, there's some other stuff on here, but let's go back to the comments. Let's go back. Anyway, so the list wasn't, to me, it was a little hit or miss. Personally, it wasn't totally miss. It wasn't totally hit. I liked it.
Agreed.
It wasn't
All right.
as bad as it had been for you over the last few years then.
Over the last few years, I kind of kept. And again, for me, it's not about what cigars end up on the list or what cigars don't end up on the list. I will say, overlooking the Filthy Viking feels like a personal slap in the face. But
Huge
Snubbed again.
overstep, in my opinion.
Snubbed
yeah,
again.
Yeah. It's like they're not even paying attention.
Stop the count.
You need to
Or
you
recount.
need to figure out who to send it to, and then write the for your consideration letter.
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, I'm gonna.
And then,
show
you know,
it.
I
Fire
want
on-
to work to
then
get the
took a
Billy
couple
Chicky
$100 bills
Stickies
in
on
there.
next year.
If Billy Chicky Stickies get number 1 on there,
Yeah.
we'll do something special. We'll have a pizza party. I'll take Terrence to Florida.
Hot and ready's. Here we go.
Hot and ready. Yeah, everybody gets a hot and ready.
The long shot of Billy Chicky Sticky making it. I'm campaigning. I'm working on this because
We're
I
going to
want to
make
go
it
to
happen.
Florida
Billy
with
Chicky
Tim.
Sticky for Cigar of the Year. We're going to start a write-in campaign. That would just be so frustrating for Cigar Aficionado. Where they're sitting in their office and like wearing a suit, and they just get these pictures of the Billy Chicky Sticky.
Yeah. And they're
Oh.
like, what the hell is a Billy Chicky Sticky?
All right, I want to come back and get to your guys' comments, and then we really do have a truckload to do. So
Truckload.
we got to go through it all. Billy, I see
Truck
lots of good
Baster.
ones.
There's lots of good ones. All right, here we go. Ready?
Go for it.
Sorry, there's
Doesn't
one
sound
I
like you're
wanted.
ready.
Well,
Are you guys ready? Because
Are
I'm
you
not.
ready?
I was looking for this one. So we haven't had conspiracy theories in the chats for it's been a hot minute. So
Yeah.
you ready for some conspiracy theories?
It's insane.
I'm just saying we haven't had one in a while.
We haven't had one in a while, but we can't put up .com anything ever.
Oh, that's right.
That's bad. That's bad juju.
Somebody get the chicken bones, burn them in the bowl.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
We've all been there.
Ian, Tim, no smart mug tonight. Listen, I use my Amber mug every single morning to create the perfect.
Did you
coffee
see Michelle got me
experience.
one for Christmas?
Did you get one?
I did.
And how's your
Wow.
coffee experience been?
I thought you were a little like kind of like Princess in the Pea until I got it, and it's a game changer.
Bro,
What temperature are you at?
136.
Ooh, I'm at 145. That's my go-to.
So listen, I have a mamby-pamby girl mouth with a very, very sensitive.
You got a pretty mouth.
palate.
Ryan knew I was going there.
Ryan
I was
immediately-
about to say it if you didn't.
I got to be careful who I spend time around with this mamby-pamby girl mouth that I got, and these
It's quite pretty.
big lips. All right, sorry.
Those soup coolers over there.
I like your gap.
I like your cat, boy. Nice.
You know what? All right, Billy.
got
Next
a-
comment.
you got a
Next comment,
wide gap
please.
there,
Please,
son.
next comment. It's getting a little dark and southern down here. I
Yeah,
need some
yeah.
help.
All right. Jamie Kellner says, "Hello, crew. Is there any cigar out now that you have not tried but wants to?" All right. So here's the thing: doing what we do, part of the beauty of it is that there are very few cigars we don't have access to. We can't get our hands on, can't find that somebody hasn't just put one in our hands, which is magical. I think that we're grateful for that.
Very much so.
When it comes to a cigar that we haven't tried but want to, I find that when I walk into another, like a brick and mortar,
Yeah.
and I go into the humidor, I am always looking for something that I don't have in my humidor. And that is getting increasingly harder to do. There's a lot of stuff out there that I haven't tried, but as far as cigars I haven't tried but want to, I haven't seen a lot of those. There's only one that comes to mind. And the only reason that I haven't had it is because I just haven't sought it out. And it's HVC Hotcakes Maduro.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I missed
'cause
me some hotcakes.
Because the hotcakes was a cigar that I really personally gravitated toward, and the hotcakes Maduro was like, I haven't had it.
I've
Not
got 2 on my list actually.
Of course you do.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like
Terrence keeps his list under his pillow.
well, one is going to be the My Father Don Pepin Garcia 20th anniversary Connecticut, which I have one in my possession. It's just a really special occasion stick that I just don't know when I'm going to pull the trigger on smoking. And the other one is the Tuscanella Hazelnut.
Ooh,
That's just one that I refuse to smoke for personal reasons and health reasons.
yeah,
For wanting to stay alive reasons.
Yeah, so that's one of those things where like that's why I've had all of them. I like the macchiato the best personally. You guys enjoy the hazelnut, but I'm just like there's no defining characteristic flavor other than tobacco. So I'm just like, but well, how does it taste like hazelnut? So that's one of those things. But other than that, those are like my 2 like chasing the dragons that I wish I could try. Just don't have another one, or don't know if I should or not.
I think we roll it. I think we get an EpiPen and roll the dice.
Let's do it.
That's a hey.
I'll just stand next to you,
We'll
holding
roll the
it.
dice, Terrence, but
I'll
you're the
just
one
stand
playing
next
the
to you.
game.
I'm just gonna hold the EpiPen like this over you, and then you can try the hazelnut. And if everything goes well, we won't have to do Pulp Fiction.
But so, you would stab me in the ass actually. But
Well, you
It's
just
not in the
gotta, like,
sternum.
no, it's not in your chest.
Then I don't even want to do it anymore.
That's an adrenaline shot. It's an EpiPen.
I don't
you
want to do it
gotta,
anymore.
Like, test it out, like rub it on your lips, see if you get little tingles in the lips.
I'm not doing all that.
I think you need to.
Now you guys want a spectacle out of this.
I want
me
to
get
sneak
some,
one into
y'all want me
Terrence's
to
lunch.
Y'all could have get the baby oil out while I no. Also, EpiPens are expensive as hell, so please no. I only have 2.
There we go. Matt Coyne just says, just smoke it in the ER parking lot. That's a great idea.
ER trips are expensive too. No, both options are the reasons why I don't. They're both expensive.
Here comes the foghorn.
Wah, wah. The wrench, my wonderful, beautiful, God-given wife is on, who the glory of the Lord has bestowed her on my life, and so I'm always grateful that she's here. She says, we will not promote that, Timothy. No, we won't. You're absolutely right. No links. No links. All right.
Oh, you're the best.
All right. Listen, keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. We're going to come right back to them, but we need to do a segment that we do every so often on this show. One that comes up once in a while when important things are going on in the world, things that you need to know about. This is Cigars Daily Headlines. Here's what's happening in cigars today. Did I say it right? Yes, I did. Oliva. This is from Half Wheel, where I get my cigar news. Oliva becomes the official cigar of the Cigar Smoking World Championship.
Wait.
How do you become a
what?
world champion of cigar smoking?
There is apparently, I was doing some research today, as I do right before the show. I was doing research on this right before the show. I see what's happening. And there is clearly now a cigar smoking world championship that I was not fully aware of.
Is it on ESPN 8?
If it's not on ESPN, the Ocho, I don't know what the hell is. This should absolutely be on ESPN 8. Go back to the article, to the title real quick. So apparently this is, they'll get the meme out of there.
Okay.
So Oliva made this cigar called the Mareva. So it's made for this very real event that actually exists called what was the logo thing again?
Oh, sorry.
The Cigar Smoking World Championship. Now, I did some research on this, and if you did not know about this, please let me regale you with an actual thing that actually happens all over the world. This is from the article on Half Wheel. It says that this was founded in 2010. So not only is there a thing called the Cigar Smoking World Championship that's an actual real thing exists, but we've been doing it for 14 years.
Oh,
That's impressive. Founded in 2010 by Marco Bilic. Sorry, Marco. The president of the International Cigar Club, Mareva. The CSWC is a competition that is primarily aimed at finding who can smoke a cigar the slowest before the cigar either goes out or reaches the band. Now, you may be very well asking yourself, what kind of cigars do they smoke at this? Well, coincidentally, doing some internet sleuthing, it seems like pretty consistently they're smoking about a Corona cigar. And that really comes down to some of the smoking times and when they finish, which is impressive. Which a Corona is typically a 4.5 to 5.5 by about a 46 ring gauge ish. And you might be wondering to yourself, who's winning? Who's winning the Cigar World Smoking Championship? Here you go. Here's our top 3. These are the top 3 from the USA competition because once again, this happens all over the freaking world. So apparently number 1, Drew Emsch. Okay. Number 2, Christina Bartanovsky. We're pulling in people for this
We're
one.
pulling in some diversity.
You got some diversity. And Barrett Johnson. Sorry, Barrett
You're
Jackson.
thinking of the car auction.
I'm thinking of the car auction. I bet he gets that all the time. And look at their smoking times on this. Barrett's final smoking time is 1 hour and 1 minute, which, by the way, a proper Corona is going to take you, if you smoke, I think the way that a regular person does, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So for Barrett, I think he had a reasonable smoke in 1 hour and 1 minute and 53 seconds. They're measuring this down to the seconds. Christina was 2 hours and 7 minutes and 33 seconds. And then Drew wins by 27 seconds with 2 hours and 8 minutes, 0 seconds flat to become the USA World Cigar Smoking Champion, which I've got to say, I'm a little divided about this. And Billy, get ready. I want to take comments, whatever people are saying about this. I want to hear it. So drop your cigar comments and questions. I want to pull the room about this too. Does this sort of defeat the purpose of like smoking a cigar, which is to sit back and enjoy a cigar? Like anyone I've ever seen that's involved in a competition is typically not that laid back about it. Like they want to win and they're focused and they're determined. And so like you have to, when you get into competition, it's very clear that it's no longer about the thing that you're doing. The best example of this is USPSA. When I started doing USPSA shooting, it's no longer about the like shooting a gun. It's about the accuracy and the timing and the precision, and they've got lower grain on the bullets so that they, have less kickback and stuff like that. It's about dialing it in to accomplish the objective at hand. And you're no longer doing the thing that you set out to do, which is, go pow pow. It's about winning a competition. Do you guys think this would take some
I
of the
feel
fun
like in Longest Ash, maybe, but if all you have to do is just sit there and smoke it as slow as you possibly can, I think you could enjoy it better. But I'm just picturing like injuries, like, Coach, I got smoke in my eyes. Get the towel. Get the towel.
The guy's walking around with an eye patch. He's like, "Where'd you get that?" He's like, "Cigar Smoking World Championship 2022."
I can't wait for this to be in the Olympics so some Turkish guy can come up in flip-flops and just hold it like a cigarette and just
Dude, I want to go
later.
I want to go and be the ray gun of World Smoking Championship. I want to roll in and just be like, "I'm the guy." The Olympics are like, "We're never having this event back. I'm sorry, guys. You can't do this to the world."
I
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
training for something from Explicit.
Yeah, Explicit says, "I knew I was training for something." That's exactly right. There really is. I would imagine you learn a lot about the cigar and the construction of a cigar and everything like that. I'm picturing people who are like taking the cigar and really feeling it, looking for those soft spots. Like, where am I going to have a burn issue? How's the draw on this cigar? Like, I wonder how much time they give them with the cigar before the competition begins, because you got to sort of be acquainted with the thing before it kicks off. Robert Rayburn says, Does it come on after WNBA? Might be why no one knows it's there.
Hey, but in both sports, they have great fundamentals, okay?
100%. They're both those sports are underpaid.
Agreed. Yes.
All right, keep going. Chris CPU, ESPN The Ocho now presents the 2 slowest hours in sports.
Can you imagine commentating that? And Christina's taking a puff.
And after 2.5 minutes, she's taking another puff.
The commentator's just like, and another puff. It would be rough. Or you get a Joe Rogan style in there and he's like, oh man, Matthew's really going for it. He's holding the nope, he's not going to draw on it now, but he might. He looks like he's getting ready to. Aldemir, the bearded piper, says there's a similar concept with pipe tobacco. Who can smoke it the longest without relighting?
I've seen that.
You've seen that one.
Yeah. And it's your guys with big old handlebar
Oh,
mustaches.
yeah.
and
There's a type.
there's a type.
There's a type. Okay. Keep it going. Allison says, you would win it, honey. You're a winner. Thank you,
Oh.
love. But I appreciate that, and I love you, and thank God for you. But I got to tell you, I don't think that's a competition I could possibly win. I'm a categorically fast smoker.
Mhm.
Like one of my big issues is that I'm just smoking nonstop on a cigar. A Corona, I don't know if I can make it last more than 30 minutes. Robert Rayburn says would be full of commercials, I bet.
It would be like, and we're going to come back after Christina takes his puff.
There would be commercials in between every puff
Yeah.
from every contestant.
And then it's not just going to be regular commercials. It'll be like the old people commercials, like Life Alert and mesothelioma ads and stuff like that. Like, have you tried getting a life insurance policy? I'm like, no, I just want to watch the. All right, I guess I do have an old guy.
We'll be right back after this ad from our sponsor, Jitterbug.
Cha-cha-cha-chia.
All right,
I
Billy.
feel like we need to now have this competition.
Mm-mm.
Just on one of the shows, who can
It just sounds boring.
have the longest cigar remaining
yeah, I don't
without retouches.
This is the thing, and this is my thing about I'm not against the world championship. What do we call it? The cigar smoking world championship. I'm not against this. I love this. I think if you can give some pomp and circumstance to something that's special to people, I think it's a good thing. Anybody who enters this thing, if they go for the gold, good.
Good for them.
I personally, though, like for me, a cigar is about a moment. It's about a experience from light up to the time the cigar goes out. And when the objective of the cigar becomes something other than kicking back and relaxing, to me, I've lost what I came for. Right? It's like I always say, it's the Winston Churchill thing. Winston Churchill's mom writes him a letter and says, "I wish you would stop smoking those terrible cigars," which is exactly what my mother says to me. Every time I talk to her, she says, "Are you still smoking cigars, Tim?" I'm like, "Mom, you watch my channel. You know what I do." But Winston Churchill explains to his mother very clearly in a letter, and you can read about this if you read his autobiography, that this is a stress relief for him. It's a mental thing for him. It's a whole thing. And when you take all that out of it, I don't know how much you lose. But if there's something to be gained from it, maybe the people who win these contests feel like they got what they came for. Billy, what else we got? This one's from Mike Eaton. Do they sit face to face to amp up the pressure?
You could
Just
like blow it
eye-
into their face,
keep eye contact.
Yeah.
kind of blow on their cigar, get a weird burn going.
I
Yeah,
want to
could
know.
you
Billy-
imagine if they did a weigh-in, right? You got to put your cigar down, make sure it's not like weighed in, or they don't have like a little nail in there, like a hat pin to keep the ash long, and they're just like nose to nose on each other, just like super angry, and then just sit down and have the longest Corona of their life.
I want to know what the let's see. I want to know what the competition rules are. I wonder if those are listed anywhere here.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like, do you light your own cigar, or does somebody else do it? So they're all evenly done. or what?
Judges corner. Oh, it's just going to show me who the judges are. Okay. Listen, there may be more on the Cigar Smoking World Championship. And I have no doubt that somebody who's watching this will eventually join it. And if you win, pizza party. For sure. 100%.
Oh, it's the CSWC.
The
for
CSWC. Yep.
Cigar smoking. There's a whole rules page here.
Yeah, looks like they're winning, dressed up for the Oscars, the Grammys, the Tonys.
No, it's very legit. Like as far as anything like this is run, it looks 100%.
They have
legit.
to wear a tuxedo to do it in, I guess. All right.
All
You
right.
do,
Fair.
or are they just all wearing tuxedos?
Well, this guy, the guy
what did
that
Christina
won-
wear? Was she wearing a tuxedo?
Pants.
Dude, they've got like sponsored shirts, like a NASCAR.
Wait,
They've got
they got merch? Hold up.
They
hold
got
up.
polos. They got polos, and I'm a big fan of that. But if I can sponsor some of these guys for the show, the Cigars Daily Live sponsored smoker, we'd be watching that.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I just want to put this out there. If you guys are watching from the CSWC, I will come commentate gladly one of these. Okay, let's keep cruising. What else do we have in terms of comments? What are people
Sorry,
saying,
I
Bill?
got distracted.
I know we all got distracted. This was a big divergence from the show, but this is important stuff. So we've got now the longest ash competition, which there's an international longest ash competition.
What would you rather be a part of, longest ash
or the cigar smoking? I don't know which one I feel like would stress me out more.
I feel like
Probably
ash.
the cigar smoking one would be better than the longest ash one.
Yeah.
Because the longest ash one you can just lose by a fluke. Like the
You
cigar
can-
smoking one, you can kind of meter. Like the thing is, you have to puff on the cigar to make sure it's still going. And I'm sure there's regulations on how often you're going to puff on the cigar. And then, but if every time you puff on the cigar, you're burning it down.
So they're just really good at taking really tiny puffs, but just enough to keep it going. Then
I don't know.
They're just like,
You know what Terrence said to me before the episode started. We've chatted about this just a little bit, and we were both shocked by this. That Patrick Legreed from Half Wheel is not involved in this.
Yes.
See, Rich Crito says requirements to join: live in their mother's basement. Some of these guys have tuxedos. I don't know if they live in their mother's basement. I'll say this though. God, where was I going with that?
Patrick Legreed.
Patrick Legreed. I have had cigars with a lot of people in the cigar industry. My heroes, people that I look up to, people that I can't stand. I have had cigars with just about every person that I can think of in the cigar world. Nobody smokes a cigar as slowly as Patrick Legreed, one of the editors and writers on Half Wheel.
Yes.
This dude, watching him smoke a cigar is like,
Does it stress you out?
it stresses me out, dude. I'm like, I sit next to him and he takes a puff off his cigar once every 2 minutes or so.
Does
and
he
I'm like,
relight a lot?
every time he goes back up. Now, I haven't smoked a cigar with him in a few years, but every time he goes to take a puff off the cigar, it's like that scene from Zootopia where they go into the MVD and
With
the
the
sloth is there. Every time Patrick Reed goes to take a puff off his cigar, I'm like, that's going to be out. And it's not. It's just still going, and he's getting smoke out. I'm just like, that's amazing. Like if I could trade one thing about the way that I consume a cigar, I would trade in for that, because the guy just gets massive mileage out of every cigar he smokes.
Like I think after you pointed that out to me, Tim, I was reading some reviews on Half Wheel, and I was like, that's a 4.5-inch cigar, and your average was 2 hours and 8 minutes. Are you kidding me? 4.5 inches took you over 2 hours. Like, I don't know how he does it. 2 puffs and I'm already halfway through something.
Hey, if you can get 2.5 hours out of 4 inches, I'm just saying that's a good night.
That's a good night.
And you know what? For $12, I could think of some worse things to do. So I get it.
Old Goldman says the smack talk would be intense between puffs. Do you just imagine a bunch of guys and Christina sitting there in tuxedos, just like they gently puff on a cigar, and then they just start talking trash to each other like crazy, like, you smoked that like a cigarette smoker. Bitch. All
I
right.
feel like you need to do it just the smack talk in between.
But
yeah.
imagine if it was battle rap between puffs.
Oh,
Dude.
Yeah. So
Maybe we do.
Not only if it's a trash talk, but it rhymes. Woo.
Maybe we do need to do this.
I think I'm down.
or maybe like the arm wrestling competitions, but they got the cigar in their mouth. And you
Yeah.
go, I'm just saying.
I'm still a big fan of the idea of like a cigar Olympics where you got to go do a bunch of competitions while you're smoking a cigar and you got to complete them. I think
Would be similar to like Beer Fest.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, Beer Fest. Yeah, that'd be very good. I like
Das
it.
Boot.
That's good. All right, Billy, get some comments.
You know,
New rule: must wear lip protection. I'll tell you. Let me tell you a sport I thought was ridiculous the first time I saw it.
Curling.
Slapping.
yeah,
Slap competition.
that's gotten big.
Yeah, dude. And now
'Cause
there's
it's
that
hilarious.
video. There's that video rolling around the internet that looks very much like that guy slaps the Asian out of that girl. Have you seen this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the girl, like her eye, like she looks a little Asian, and then the girl slaps her in the face, and she looks like a blonde from California. Like you're like, what happened? Reshape your face. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. The Cigar World Smoking Championship is a real thing, and I imagine we're going to be revisiting this. I don't
Yes.
see how we couldn't. All right. Whiskey Jan says, finally upgraded my game. My youngest son got me a Cigar 25-liter humidor. So far, I like it. He saw Tim's review. Thanks, Tim. Absolutely. Cigar. They make a 25-liter humidor. That's literally all I can say about them on this platform. That's great, man. I hope that you get to enjoy that. What else do we got? Keep us going, Billy.
Here we go.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
Kevin Glug says, "Are there any cigars that don't pair well with coffee?" There are. I mean, here's the deal. I think some cigars are just going to pair better with coffee than others, and I can't think of anything that specifically doesn't go with a cup of coffee. Like it's like, ooh, that would be bad with a cup of coffee. The only thing that comes to mind would be like a candela, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't pair candelas typically with coffee.
If
but
you
I
have
also,
like a Brazilian pour over, it would go pretty well.
okay, all right, I'm not going to argue with you.
Now, are you doing a cup of coffee like a black cup of coffee or a cup of coffee with cream and sugar? Because I feel like a Jacob's Ladder would not go well with a black cup of coffee because it's just too intense on both sides.
I would have to
not
figure.
too bad. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah, I am more preferential with terms of Southern Draw with the Cedrus with a cup of coffee.
Ooh, yes.
But when it comes to dark pepper bombs, spice bombs, really dark chocolatey cigars, I find that unanimously those go pretty well with a cup of coffee. But I would agree, something so bold that it toasts out the palate might make the cup of coffee more or less inert.
I would say my only thing that doesn't pair extremely well with a cup of coffee is very fringe cases. So like something that just has too little body, too little flavor, or has been aged so long that it lost all of its luster, and you'd only be able to smoke that with water. So I've had a cigar in my humidor for like 5 years. I had it recently and I was like, oh no, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And then there was another cigar that I had that was just a really nice, solid Connecticut, but with how I make coffee, it got completely washed out by the coffee. And I was like, oh, that's a little sad. So
Terrence, we're going to have you read this next comment.
all right. Let's see if I can know how to read today.
Terrence.
How do I spell the first word?
Blank doesn't pair with anything.
LOL. Shouts out Texas tourist. All right, back to you, Tim.
Terrence.
I ain't even read it. It's not a Christmas episode. We're good.
Texas, he said, Texas tourist says, joking about Gurkha.
Of course.
Gurkha doesn't pair well with anything. That's funny. This is what I love about Gurkha. Okay. I love that Gurkha takes all of this stuff in stride. They continue making cigars I think are good. And for a while, they made some cigars that really weren't good. And they're not shy about admitting that. But I think Gurkha makes some good cigars. All right. Let's come back to that. Keep dropping your cigar comments and questions down below. I want to jump into a segment we do every week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. Now, there's a lot of people in the Cigars Daily Nation, and you guys come in literally every shape and form. And so, yeah, like that.
Sorry.
So I was a little, what's the word?
Befuddled.
Yeah, sure.
Diddled.
I would pause. It gave me pause when I saw a picture pop up this week from a member, a rising star in the group called Gus. Gus posted this. Gus said, "My last CAO Cameroon, and no, that's not an AI gone wrong. I'm just missing a thumb in real life. LOL.
Oh, I was wondering
Have a
what was going on
blessed
there.
day."
He does have a lot of filters on that photo. I'm just saying.
It's very smooth. Yeah.
It's relatively filtered. Now,
looks like he
you're
dipped his hand in 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
if you're damn it. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, you'd see that in one hand there's, well, on one side of the picture there's a CAO. The photo there is a CAO Cameroon, and the cap of it is shoved into a cutter held by the other hand, and the cutter is held between his forefinger and his palm because Gus, as he mentioned in his post, does not have a thumb. Now, a cursory overview of this, you might think that is strange. It did, with the filter he used, it does kind of look like an AI image. So I'm glad that he said that it wasn't AI. But more than that, what we want to know is what kind of comments did people leave on this post?
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look. First comment right here is from Gunther S. He says, "Would be better if you were cutting a nub." Solid. Next one's from Camille N. Says, "AI never gets these right." Which is actually, I think, becoming not true. AI is starting to really like nail the hands in photos. They've overcome that. Okay, the next one. Don G says, I feel like a thumbs up is wrong to like this post. It's like literally Facebook's logo. Gus is just like, I guess I'll make a Facebook account. Stupid Facebook, thumbs up. The question is, does he give thumbs up to other people's posts?
Not 2 thumbs up.
Min V says, just a tip. Seeing this reminds me of the cigar cutter torture test.
Yes.
Terrence said we cut all the fingers off that off that hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cutting the cigar correctly in this picture. Apparently, at some
cutter-
point, he did not.
Yeah, that cutter looks like it could do the job,
It does.
and maybe has. Kirk L says, "There's something wrong with this picture. Can't seem to put my finger on it though." That is clearly the winner. That is clearly the winner here. Dear God. Well, Gus, we are just as pleased as we can be to have you be part of the group. There you go. You can get rid of that one. Thank you so much. That's amazing. And then I got one more pick of the week for you this week. And man, I got to add the other one to it, Terrence. I'm going to add the second one because I did pick a comment for the second one.
Copy that
I was
one.
scrolling through this, and like every once in a while you see a post and you just like stop. Like wait, when a guy posts a picture of a hand without a thumb, you're just like, wait a second. This one was one of those for me. This one is from Clay. He says, well, it's going to take PSO a minute to make it out here on a Sunday. So here we are. He's got himself a Perdomo Habano bourbon barrel aged Madura. And what's in the background of the photo is a red 4-door sedan, or no, it looks like a 2-door.
Looks like a coupe. Yeah.
Yeah. That is some miraculously wrapped around a telephone pole.
I
mean,
think it just went right through it.
Yeah.
It
The
looks like-
telephone pole fell into it. It looks
The
like
telephone pole looks like it is somewhere where rotating pistons are typically exist in the motor. Whiskey Gin says you can't park there. So I saw this picture and I immediately was like, did Clay get out of his car and then light up a cigar and take this picture? And so Clay left a comment, I think was a good clarifying comment, and it's at the bottom there, Terrence.
Yes,
I just input it. Clay says, to clarify, my car is the one in the background. This was abandoned, and not surprisingly. So in the very back, you can see like a state trooper, expedition or something like that. So Clay is clearly the police officer on the scene. And he said this was abandoned, not surprisingly. And I just want to point this out. If that car was abandoned, there's a zombie walking around somewhere. Nobody walked away from that car accident right there. So if that car was empty, there's a flesh-eating, brain-eating zombie walking around. So Clay, I just watched your back, for the love of God. That's a crazy car accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine walking away from that?
I saw a dude walk away from a Toyota MR2 getting split into 2.
Well, you don't walk away from that. You just roll out of the middle of the car and stroll away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all right.
I'm all right.
All right, Billy, what's happening in the comments? Drop your cigar comments and questions down below. JSQ says, don't light and drive,
No,
which is true.
Facts.
Listen, I can tell you from personal experience that lighting or touching up a cigar while you're driving is not safe. Mike Eaton says, and they are missing part of their thumb likely.
My goodness. My
Gus
goodness.
is watching this. He's like, hey, I got all the pick of the weeks. All right, keep it up. This one is from Tess Keffer. Hi, Tess. Says, it's called being high. I think so. Also referred to as texting while driving, I think, which is these days, I think, more likely than driving while high. Although that car was pretty sufficiently wrapped around that telephone pole. You'd have to think.
So,
All right.
I got a weird question for you, Tim.
I'm ready for anything.
If you could stop the zombie apocalypse by giving the zombie a cigar,
Giving?
yes. You
For
know how
free?
people are like, if aliens came by, what cigar would you give them? If you could give a zombie a cigar to cool them off and, relieve some of that hunger for brains and flesh, what cigar would you give zombies?
I have to give cigars to these zombies?
Yeah.
They don't have Apple Pay?
I was gonna say, when it comes out, you give them the unkillable.
They're like, broadleaf. And I'm like holding up a square to their wristwatch, like trying to tap it.
They still had a phone in their pocket when they were human.
Yeah, I'm going with a double tap to the cranium for that. I'm not sure I'm giving zombies anything.
Rule number 2, yes, sir.
Red meat lover Duff from Jimbo Slice. Jimbo is Jimbo is a very giving person. That's pretty incredible. Listen, I can't stand giving cigars to living, breathing humans that puff, an inch of them and then set the thing down in the ashtray. Somebody who has ceased to be a reanimated body walking around, that doesn't feel like a good use of a premium blend. Damn it, this is artwork that people slave over. This is what they dedicate their lives to. And you want to give it to a brain hungry zombie?
I'm just saying, pharaohs went out with all of their worldly possessions as well. So why can't a zombie just have one last puff? You know,
I appreciate that you're on their side. Joshua says, give them a vape.
Fair, fair.
You know what?
Here's top of the muffin.
Great. Yeah, top of the muffin. I'd give him you know what? Based on the way that I'm dressed tonight, I'd give him a grateful vape.
Grateful vape.
Angela Thompson says, Festivus by Cigar Clowns. All right, I'm into that.
Fair.
Chris says 300 hands, 299 thumbs.
My gosh. My gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I can't think of a cigar that I would give to a zombie. The profits don't matter in the zombie apocalypse. Not profits with an F, but with a PH.
Ooh, nice.
One might.
Nice.
See what I did there?
Yes.
Changed it. I don't know if there's a zombie. I'm sure there's a zombie-centric cigar somewhere out there. I would give a zombie that one. But that's a lot of zombies. I mean, the way that if you watch the movies, the way that zombies proliferate, you're not going to have enough cigars to hand one out to all the zombies. You're also going to run out of bullets.
But also, zombie hive mind. It could be a thing. You know how there's a lot of fungus and whatnot that can feel things hundreds of miles away.
I know what you're saying.
I'm just saying there could be a zombie hive mind. And so you give one or two zombies something and they're like, we're safe from him. Leave him be.
Maybe.
Yeah,
okay. I'll give it to you. All right. Keep taking more comments and questions, Billy.
I'm really fighting for the zombie question.
What would I give a zombie? Give him a baseball bat to the brain.
Swing for the fences, Jimmy.
Swing for the fences, baby. David Babeluck says, none of the daily editions making it on the list is a bummer. He's talking about Cigar Aficionado's top 25. Burning a La Fermentada tonight, and it is great.
Fantastic choice.
So I titled the episodes sort of an idea of looking back on the best moments of 2024. And so I do want to poll the room. I want to ask you guys, we've done 52 episodes. I don't know if we missed a week. I don't think we did. And if we did miss a week, we moved the episode to like a Tuesday. In the last few years before this, we've actually taken off a month and sort of started a new season. We didn't do that this year. Ever since we moved the show to Monday rather than Sunday, we stopped taking.
Ever since I started, when we started, what was it, season 5 or 6? And then
yeah,
ever since
now
then, it's just
season 5 is like 100 episodes long. Maybe season 6 will start next year. I don't know. So was there a moment this year that sort of stands out to you guys as like a memorable moment, a guest we had on the show, something that happened during an episode? I mean, the goal every week is to have as much fun as we can. And I think we do a pretty damn successful job of that. Except when we say something off color, which we do every episode. But poll the room. What do you guys think? Was anything good this year?
No.
Sucks.
Right, just put that piece of paper back up there. All right.
When my stand-in was here for me.
Yeah, that one week when I wasn't here, I had a great time. All right, Billy, does anything stand? I mean, all the episodes are, I think, great. We always end the show. We look at each other and we're like, that was a great show. We always have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But even I was going through the episodes and was looking at all of them. Does anything stand out to you?
You calling the tramp stamp on the Camacho guy?
Oh, that's
Jack
right.
Heyer. Yeah.
I called that it was a tramp stamp and he actually had a tramp stamp.
That was
pretty good.
fantastic.
I was blown away.
I think
I wanted to make fun of him. And I was, but it was true.
It was actual facts.
It was legit internet bullying. I did not mean to do that. All right, keep going. But what do you think, Terrence?
I got a three-way tie.
All right.
One is going to be for recency bias, Billy's spelling bee incident, where every time I looked at Billy, I laughed harder because he was laughing so hard that I just kept laughing harder. And then this was this year because I remembered it might have been last year. I thought it was the cream pie that Billy's wife commented about.
Oh,
that was this year.
That was this year?
Yeah, that was in like April, May.
Yeah, so then there was the cream pie that made Billy go red again. Sorry that these are all about
It's
you.
all right.
And then there was one time on the after party where Tim talked about walking into a specific room and finding two people making the beast with one back. And
My
I had to
parents.
walk out of the room.
My mom and dad.
Yes.
Yeah, they love each other very much. After 50 years. I will never forget. I was 22 years old when that happened.
It just the way you told the story. We're like, hey guys,
Yeah. Listen. That was the responsibility for that happening. Walking on your parents, going toe to toe when you're 22 years old. That's a two-sided story. I should have knocked. They should have locked the door. That's all I'm saying. When maybe I wasn't 20. I must have been 20 because I had just come back from school overseas and I hadn't gone away to college yet. So maybe I was 19. I took a year off after high school. So I was 19 years old. And by God, you know.
Did you find yourself knocking on doors a lot more after that?
I just didn't go in any of the rooms. I just stayed out of all the rooms. I was
Hallway,
like,
kitchen, living room only.
there's only one room I'm going to go in. That's going to be my room and stay out of the other ones. All right. Let's see. I starred the
Cream pie.
cream pie. Oh, okay. Thank you, John Weiss. There, some people are giving some of their best moments, Billy. So let's
Yeah.
take some of those. Go for it. Texas Torres says, "Can y'all repost the legendary Christmas episode? I need to see it." It is no, it's deleted. Plus, what happened in the legendary Christmas episode where Terrence got overly drunk and talked a bunch of crap about Kirk and Cigar Aficionado was sorry. Brief summary of what happened. It was
Brief
pretty.
summary, yes.
It was pretty hilarious.
The cream pie,
That-
that was last Christmas episode because we had those tasty desserts.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
so
Was
it
that
was
when,
within the last calendar, the last
Last-
12 months.
yeah.
Was that when Guy Fieri came through?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great time. Now I completely forgot what I was saying.
The Cigar Aficionado trash talk from Terrence. From
That was on the after party.
That was
so
on the
that
after
will only
party.
ever exist on Plus. And now you can watch new after parties on Rumble, but the old school ones are only on Plus. Keep it going, Billy.
Is this year the year that we released the stickers?
Oh, the
Like
LE
all
stickers?
just all the different stickers.
Yeah. We did stickers this
2024,
year.
right?
Yeah.
Because 23 had no stickers.
23, the stickers were all just the round stickers.
Yeah.
2024 was the year we started the hex stickers. Yeah, and the hex stickers have been a lot of fun because it's given me the chance to create, these collectible stickers. Keep it going. I see a ton of these. I want to do quick hits on these.
Yeah.
Let's go down memory lane. Guys, in a few minutes, we are going to be headed to the after party. If you want to continue watching this episode, we encourage you to. We're going to go do that on Rumble and on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. This current episode is streaming there right now, but it's going to continue even after we end it on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll keep going on platforms where we don't have the same regulations on what we can say and do. So that's coming up. Mark Ace says, my favorite cigar moment of the year was Cigartopia. This year, a lot of new stuff came down the pipes. This year was the birth of Daily Edition cigars.
Yeah.
That took forever and a day. This year was HabanoCon happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was our first time that we ever attempted a get together. And then Cigartopia as well. And now, just so you guys know, I am working on 2 in-person items for Q1 of next year right now. One is for sure. The other one is hopefully. I'm trying to see if I can get together a boxing event for us to hang out at together. That one will be relatively early if it happens. Keep it going, Billy. P. Stanley says, Tim has door PTSD. You always walk up to a door and then I get a cold sweat before I walk through it. And then I walk in and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you do that for my office for some reason. I have a sliding glass door that's always open. You start shaking in front of I'm like, hey, can I help you?
Mom, Dad, are you in there?
What are you doing to her?
All right, give me another one.
Sorry, I'm reading these, making sure. Here we go. Wait, no, not that one.
Not that one.
Not that one.
Well, we can pull that one.
Quickening says, I do love West Tampa Attic Series. That was the first daily edition thing. It was a
Technically, yes.
limited deal of that.
That's
right.
the one I was going for.
Bumble Bunny Cigar Witch on Rumble. She says, my favorite thing was the entire feet and furniture debate.
Oh my God.
Absolutely wild stuff, y'all. Yes. And we've settled on this, and Terrence does not agree that feet on the furniture is not allowed unless, listen, I don't make the rules. I just enforce them unless you're a hot girl or a dog. Those are the only reasons it's acceptable. So feet on the furniture is limited availability. By the way, Terrence is a complete foot abolitionist. No feet on the furniture for any reason.
Yeah.
Even dogs? You're going to compromise on your standards, Terrence.
No.
No.
You're not going to
I
go look
don't-
at
I
Sweet
don't
Baron's
like-
face and tell him get your feet off the sofa. You're
He's
not.
got-
I can't because he does more for us than I do. Like that's Baron does more around here than me, so I
He's
can't
got
tell him.
4 feet, man. Give him a break.
Where else?
I'm-
You
I'm
want
just
him to
saying.
sit out with his little paws.
Yep, I want him. Yes, I would. You
You
know
can't-
what? I'd be okay with that.
You're going to kick Simba off the sofa. You're
Hey,
not kicking Simba off.
You
the
know
sofa.
what? I don't have to answer this. I could plead the fifth.
All right. I want to take a couple more of these. Rich Creteau says Steve Saka episode. Steve Saka episodes are always a highlight of the year. And in 2025, Steve Saka will be back with the daily edition with the
burra.
Leche Burra. Had to milk a lot of donkeys to get those cigars. Keep going, Billy. I'm
one-
literally trying to make the short where I'm milking all these donkeys that won't get me canceled off the internet. But it is going to happen. Matt Coyne said, aside from the show, it was pretty great to meet you all, except Billy in person.
Damn.
Billy's on his yacht. You all know that. CEO's out there on his yacht hiding from the.
He did clarify.
I didn't meet Billy, just to be clear. He
Oh.
met all of us. It was just like, you suck, Billy.
You suck.
All right. Keep it going. This one is from Robert Rayburn. The time Ryan got Dallas. Okay.
What?
My God.
We had a joke about that.
Oh.
We had a joke about you weren't here.
Corey B says Flat Earth was good. The Flat Earth was good. And we did, by the way, resolve that debate. If you guys saw it, they ended the Flat Earth debate by going to the one place in the world where the sun is up 24/7 and literally goes in a circle around.
Mhm.
And they shot it for like 72 hours. And they brought a bunch of Flat Earth influencers and made them like stand there and watch it.
Nice.
And then they had to go in the front of the camera and be like, yeah, nope, the sun was up the whole time. And even still, the Flat Earthers are dissecting the
Must have been the wind.
yeah, mountain forms in the background. They're like, nope, that was fake. It was fake. That's NASA. It's all fake. I love it. Bubble Bunny Witch says, I'm surprised that no one is talking about Tim's jacket. We don't talk about the jacket. I don't have the jacket.
Terrence.
Terrence is not here right now.
Terrence.
Terrence is not here right now. My phone is
Terrence.
not ringing. All right. Give me one or two more, Billy, and we got to head to the after party.
I'm looking for more.
Acceptable ones.
Tim, I want to start this one, and you can go see if you can pick it or not.
Starred.
It's from Flying Pig.
All right, guys, we're going to head over to the after party on Cigars Daily Plus and on the community on Rumble. And we want to invite you to join us there. We're living in some nostalgia, but we're also enjoying each other's company and some amazing cigars. And join us over there on Rumble. Same episodes going on and on Cigars Daily Plus. But stay tuned as we roll into 2025, where cigar makers are working hard on new projects right now. There is a whole lot more happening in the cigar world as we head into next year. And so I want to thank you so much for being a part of our community and for making the Cigars Daily Nation the biggest and most robust cigar community online, talking about the most robust flavor in the cigar world, and for truly making this the best damn cigar content online. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Stay tuned for next Monday, and we'll see you on the after party.
And live your lives next year.